Good morning, everybody. Thank you for the lovely introduction. Like she said, I am the Crime Prevention Officer for the San Diego Police Department. I've been there for over 2 years now, and I do a lot of speaking engagements. I go out to the high schools, the schools, to the community, and I present on safety. So that's the number one reason why I'm here. So I'm gonna be your little caffeine today and wake you up, because I'm gonna actually have people, pick people out, question you, and hopefully get participation back from everyone that is here today. So we're all gonna wake up. So what I'm here today to present on observation skills. How good are your observation skills? Can help reduce crime, improve safe, and increase the quality of neighborhood life by knowing what to report and how to report it. Oh, there you go. Where is that supposed to? How do you go back? Sorry. Oh, thank you. Okay. So before we, sorry, I went a little ahead of myself, but before we get into the picture, before beginning a discussion on how properly observe people, vehicles, and incidents that may affect us, and we'll have to learn to observe our surroundings. So it's very important to know, to answer some of these questions. Where the cars are parked on both sides of the roads, how many cars were parked in the picture, was anyone hurt, what color of the vehicle, was there a minivan? All these type of questions are important to process when you see an incident, as an incident has occurred to you. If you've been in an accident or you're in a home, showing a home, make sure you have a good description of your surroundings and you are familiar with what's going on around you. So for 15 seconds, take a look at the picture. So now, are you able to answer those questions? Was there cars parked on both sides?
Yes.
No,
No.
only one.
One.
About how many cars are in the picture?
Five.
Four.
Five.
Okay, so these are some of the things that it's very good, your observation skills, to know your surroundings, like I said. Make sure that you get a good description. What type, was there a minivan in the picture?
Yes.
How many people were in the picture? How many officers were in the picture?
Four.
I know we're contradicting ourselves and knowing what we've seen. I mean, our eyes can tend to fool us, but it's important. I mean, when there's something that suddenly drastically happens to us, we tend to get tunnel vision. We came to look and narrow down onto one specific thing. For instance, if you're being attacked, if you're getting your purse snatched from you, your watch, your cell phone, I mean, these are tips that can help you not only within the realtor, but on your daily lives, and not in general with family members, to help them to be safe on the streets. When you're driving or you're showing a home or you're on the market, something as simple as that. Knowing having very good observation skills will help us solve a case or give us a good report, so we're able to get information on a suspect that has committed a crime against you. So it is just very important to stay calm and remain alert of your surroundings. Begin with the basic. Move to specific, broaden the perspectives, and add detail. Begin to be the basic thing. So when you see a person, the first thing you want to know is their gender, male or female, their race, age, the number of individuals involved. So if you're showing a home to somebody, or you have a prospective buyer or seller, and you want to make sure that they're not a scam, right? They're not fake, they're not giving you a fake ID. Just make sure that you know these are some of the things that has to be circling in your mind about a person. So move into specifics: height, weight, clothing, shirt, pants, shoes, hair, and eye color, and facial hair. So these are some of the things that is very important to come to detail for our detectives when it does come down to if they have questions regarding an incident that happened to you. Like I said, a robbery incident, harassment, or some type of crime that happened towards you. It's very important to get all these descriptions, because I know when the dispatcher, the minute you call 911 and that dispatcher answers and you're frantically and they're asking you to stay calm and they're asking you for a description, you're going to have to answer these questions. So broaden your perspective of people. What other events are occurring? Who else is affected? And what is the overall situation? So add detail. to people. Vehicle, witness, location, direction of travel, outcome, and incident. Individuals are injured or killed or damaged or caused. So beginning with the basic of a vehicle. It's very basic. Make and model. Are you guys pretty familiar with your vehicles? Be familiar with your vehicles. It's very important because sometimes they look very similar, some vehicles. Like I just seen an Altima and it looked like a Lexus. Toyota looked like a Lexus, a Corolla. So make sure you know your make and your model. What's the difference between an Accord? Is an Accord Acura? No. No, it's a Honda Accord or Civic, correct? Honda Civic. So make sure that you know your make and your models of your vehicle. Those are some things, and then you can move into more specific, the vehicle type, the body. Is it a 2-door? Was it a 4-door? The person, if you're showing somebody a home that is potentially coming in, and you see them park a vehicle, make sure that you're aware of your surroundings and what type. If it's a 4-wheel, the color. If it's green, blue, white, overall appearance. Is it clean or dirty? Add detail, damage, bumper stickers, signs or lettering, phone numbers, company logos. Those are some of the real detailed information that is really good to know, to be thinking about in your head when an incident happens to you, or just being familiarized with vehicle and the description of vehicles. Just like we go back to being more familiarized with a person, of what kind of hair. If you tell me a person, he's bald, he's tatted, and he's Hispanic, I mean, he's going to be any individual that we see in the streets, right? So it's not being very detailed. What kind of tattoo? Oh, he had a dragon tattoo. Or what kind, did he have a scar? Yeah, he had a scar down his face. Just things like that will really help our detectives and our officers when having to solve a case if you do become a victim. Observation skills. Improve your observation skills. Pay attention. Pay attention to your surroundings. I don't know how I can express more to you about your surroundings and knowing your environment. If you're showing a home, what is like the number one thing that comes to your mind when you're going to show a home to a new person? I know you guys all have your own protocols and your procedures when it comes down to showing homes, vacant homes or new homes or things like that nature. So I don't know if anybody wants to what is the first thing that comes to mind when you're gonna show a home to a potential buyer?
If they're pre-qualified.
Okay. So first thing first, if they are pre-qualified, and what pertains to becoming pre-qualified, what do you ask for?
I took their photo.
Their photo.
I took their photo.
You take their photo before they show. So other people have their ways of going about doing their procedures and their protocols, but pre-qualifying them and knowing them in advance, to know their address, their phone number, they live, things, their ID. I mean, sometimes you have to be very, they're scammers and maybe they have fake IDs. Just always be precautious. Before I got here today, one of the officers, they asked me, what are you going to give? Every time I change I have like costumes, I wear another uniform when I'm in the office, and then when I come out to give presentations. They said, where are you going to go present to today? So I told them I was coming to present to a group full of realtors. And they said, okay, that's interesting. They're like, the last incident we had with a realtor is one incident up in the north where she was showing a home, and unfortunately she got beat very badly with a bat. I'm not trying to scare none of you this is a long time ago. This happened about 7 years ago. But unfortunately, I don't really know what the circs were, what happened, and she got her purse stolen, she got her cell phone taken, anything in that nature I wasn't too sure about. And I'm pretty sure the phone that they were using was a throwaway phone. Are you guys familiar with, you know what a throwaway phone is?
Yeah, you buy it at 7-Eleven.
Yeah, there you go. You buy it already kind of like, it's just a lot of like drug dealers or people like that doing crimes use those burglars, use that type of phones because they are throwaway phones and they're not able to be traced back. So knowing, being familiar with your community and knowing, when you're going to a certain area, you know where the bad and the good areas are, right? I'm pretty sure that you'll look into the crime statistics. I get a lot of realtors, I get on maybe a daily basis, them calling me to ask me, they're potentially gonna sell a home that's in the area. How good is the neighborhood? So they'll call me to let me know, hey, we had a burglary, a robbery, a GTA, a grand theft auto, a stolen vehicle, somebody broke into vehicles there. Those are the things that I give information out to realtors that are interested, maybe interested in the home, if anybody. And usually I'll get if somebody died in the home, if somebody murdered. Those are some of the potential questions that I get asked on a daily basis from realtors. But like I said, it's just so important to be familiar with your surroundings, be alert, and always go with your intuition, your gut feeling, that feeling that you get behind your mouth with copper pennies when something bad is gonna happen. That feeling, that gut feeling that's telling you, you know, something doesn't seem right about this person. I don't, you know, think this person is legit. I don't know if I want to show a homie to this person. So go with your intuition. Remember, always yourself is always important before property. So always a human life before anything has to do with the housing or jewelry or cell phone or your purse. But in another case with that, never carry anything of a value, because like I said, you're going to be more of a target, an object to see, oh, you're carrying a Louis Vuitton purse, or you're carrying a nice a 6 phone plus. Jewelry, watches, I mean, something that you're going to get robbed, because it's something that you're, you know, something that's going to narrow to target you to get something taken. If you are, when you do show house, carry a little bit of cash with you maybe, and a card just for safety. If you're gonna leave your purse, leave it in your trunk. Don't do it when they see you do it, put it in your trunk. Make sure you, before you go to there, you put your purse in your trunk. And then, or any of your belongings from your vehicle, because you don't want your vehicle to be broken into while you're showing a home in a neighborhood. Just things like that to keep in mind. Do I have any questions so far? How am I doing on my time?
So far, so good.
I'm trying to speak rapidly because I know there's just so much information when it has to do with safety, and it is very important. That's why it's my job. I take it as my passion when I come out to talk about safety with individuals. That I hate to see those reports that come on my desk that say someone was targeted, someone was beaten bad, someone was taken from their you know, their purse was taken or their wallet was stolen, and just things like that. And then it gets into identity theft. And that's another whole round when we talk into identity theft. When someone takes your identity, unfortunately, you know how important identity is, because it's so hard to recover your identity back when it comes to like your credit and stuff like that. So improving your observation skills. I didn't have any comments or questions yet. No. I'm gonna talk really fast. I'm sorry. I'm overloaded right now. I get really excited with the topic. And so improve your observation skills. Note your environment, observe your entire scene, and be aware of the people and the reactions. I'll go over, skip this. So observation skills. So view this picture for 10 seconds. Okay, observation skills. Answer the following questions. Approximately how old was the man in the yellow shirt standing on the right side of the tree? He was 68, okay. What color was the van in the vehicle? I mean, the van in the picture. Wow. What obvious suspicious activity should be reported?
Jaywalking.
There's no person with a yellow t-shirt.
No.
There's no van. And there's nothing suspicious about this picture. So we might have very creative minds in here. I think my little 4-year-old, she's very creative and imaginary. Yeah. So just things to note. So post-operation access, your actions. If possible, write down your observation. So next time you see something, before you forget it, like a license plate or a description of a person, write it down. Record the date and time. If activities appear to be unusual, suspicious, or illegal, call for assistance and take the appropriate action according to your agency's policy and procedures. So do you guys have stored on your cell phones the police departments of the locations that you're in? Because I've seen a lot of the homes, that open homes, nice Temple City, Rosemead, Arcadia, Hudson Heights. Are you familiar with the police departments and what agencies? Because I don't know if you know the difference between the police and the sheriff's department. Some own unincorporated, some incorporated areas. So I think it's very important if you guys maybe store the police department's non-emergency number in case it's really not an emergency, something that's still a case, but to have the number just in case. Because if you, like I said, you have your cell phones, you're gonna dial 911. Do you know what happens with that time when you dial 911? Somebody wanna explain that?
Somebody kill you.
It goes to a dispatcher.
Okay, good. Dispatcher from where?
From California Highway Patrol.
Correct. So how long is it gonna take for that phone call to get to the dispatcher, for you to explain where you're at, your location, for her to find the city that the police department has to respond to?
Couple of days.
Okay, so it's gonna take a long time, so it's just important, for instance, our non-emergency number to store San Gabriel Police Department, 308-2828, Temple City Sheriff's Department, Casum San Gabriel, and, keep their number stored, just in case. Other agencies, Monterey Park, keep their police department's number stored on your cell phone. Those are just some tidbits, that's important that you'll need to know. So to summarize, what we talked about is what to observe, filtering, how to observe people, vehicles. Like I said, what is important when you're gonna describe a person? How should you just, if I'm a dispatcher calling you and you're calling me and you're telling me, I just got robbed, someone just stole my purse. I was showing a house and this guy took my purse. Well, what did the guy look like? So you're gonna go from head down.